Good morning, guys. I'm Evan, and this is my 2018 M3 competition. I'm a huge BMW enthusiast. This is at the Apex, and today we're going to go for a quick ride to get my morning coffee, which I don't usually do, and talk about the future of BMW, specifically the M division. The reason for this is because I am very, very excited about what BMW is doing, and I think you should be too if you're a BMW enthusiast. So I'm going to get into that. I'm going to talk about M cars in general and give you some really important updates that I think that unless you've really spent time reading or watching videos, I'm gonna put it probably well packaged up in about 5 minutes, maybe 7. So let's get this started, okay? All right, so as you know, BMW has, I'm gonna dial this up a little bit even though the car needs to warm up. I'm just gonna that in sport. All right, so as you know, BMW is celebrating its 50th anniversary of M, and it's been a glorious run. The M car started 50 years ago. The M1 was such a cool car that I gotta say, it totally started it all. And you know, BMW has had a sweet spot in the enthusiast's heart for being such a well-designed car, such a well-engineered car, and offering performance and at a price point that is not easy to get into, but also compared to competitors, affordable. And so it's you know, it's been a magic formula that has lasted over 50 years now. And so now let's talk about what's going on, right? They launched the M4 CSL, and CSL stands for Coupe Sport Light Weight. And you know, they don't take the CSL badge lightly. They don't just put it out there very often. The last time they did have a CSL was the E46, and that car was, to many, one of the best BMWs of all time. And if you could ever get your hands on the on a V8 one, wow, that's a whole other ball game. So, anyway, what makes this M4 so special? Why is this thing so cool, right? Well, BMW standard, they shave 100 kilograms or 220 plus pounds out of the car when they do a CSL version. So, the M4 CSL, which is a rare car, they're only producing 1,000. The price point's 140,000. Comes in weighing 3,575 pounds, give or take. Much lighter, significantly lighter, I should say, than the other, than the M4 competition, which weighs just about 3,800 pounds. It's like 37 and change, I believe. So, but that's just the starting point for BMW. They put a nice front splitter in there. They also, from a performance standpoint, have totally different suspension. Lowered the car, I believe, 0.3 of a centimeter. I forget the exact amount, but I'll put it in the description. They lowered the car. They did a different strut brace. They did different suspension components. It already has a fantastic chassis built under it, and it ultimately is a performance demon. What do I mean by that? Well, it's the fastest BMW to ever race the Nürburgring. It actually did 7 minutes and 20 seconds. That's actually faster than a Ferrari 488 GTB. So BMW has really stayed true to itself in terms of producing a machine that is faster than a more expensive competitor. And such a great car, I think, from a performance standpoint, and a paying tribute to what makes BMW great. So the car actually comes in 3 different colors: a flat Brooklyn gray, Alpine white, and it comes in sapphire black. So that's really cool that it comes in those 3 colors. And it has a ducktail spoiler, which is very unique. It has, I forgot to mention, it has a lot of carbon fiber reinforced components for lightweight savings. I also didn't mention that they took out the rear seat, so it's a true coupe, 2-seater I should say. And they also took out but you know, honestly, while I think it's a great car and I'm excited that they're producing 1,000 of these and it's going to be seen as a collectible and give BMW more prestige in terms of motorsport, what I'm most excited for is actually the G87 M2, which I love this M3. I might someday pick up one of those. Can't say for sure. But what is so exciting about it is it's coming out in the upcoming months. I believe it might actually be this fall when you might be able to see one on the road. I could be wrong about that, but what's really cool is that they let a couple YouTubers, a couple of automotive journalists, Motor Trend, actually drive a pre-production model that is pretty close to final. And what's cool about it is the reviews it's been getting. Joe Achilles, I think I pronounced his name right. I watched a lot of his videos and I actually never heard him actually say his name in his videos. So if I said it wrong, I just don't know how to pronounce it. But he's out in London, super BMW guy in terms of being an enthusiast, and BMW gave him a chance to drive his drive the G87 on the Salzburg Ring in Austria. And he has an M2 competition, an F87, and he said that this outperforms that here, by the way. They expect the G87 to be at the same performance level as the M2 CS that is currently out. So that's a real upgrade in performance if it's already at that level on the base model. And they also expect to be offering a carbon fiber roof as a new option, which they didn't before. And they're also going to be offering a lot of M accessories that you could do to really dial up the car, like exhaust, carbon fiber, exterior stuff. They're going to also offer individual paint, which they never did before. So it's a combination. It uses the S58 engine. It uses the same transmission as the M3, M4. So it's really an M3, M4 in a smaller package with a shorter wheelbase, 180 inches. And it is just overall, I think BMW has grown into accepting that I think I was going to go that way, but whatever. Yes, I was. Okay, so anyway, it's just BMW really accepting that they want the M2 to be the best driving dynamics and experience, the purest offering that they have. So I found that really interesting that that they're doing that. And so that leads me to the other thing, that this G87 is probably the last internal combustion M car that they're going to produce, pure internal combustion. There's already a preview out there of the M5, which is supposed to be a hybrid, the next M5. So there's the mule, the wrapped up car being test driven on tracks. Somehow I always wind up behind trucks. I don't know how this happens, but I always do. He's waving me on. Let's go. Okay, so anyway, so that's really interesting. And so really what this means for the M division is that they are not going to produce pure internal combustion cars going forward. And another interesting thing that I saw was Supercar Blondie had a video a while back showing the M Vision, and it's basically kind of like the i8 but full electric, and it's just a concept car. It's not going into production, but the it shows you where BMW is trying to head with electrification. And I think that we're really going to see by 2030 that BMW is going to produce a fully electric car, fully electric M car. They have right now the i4 M50, and you can see that they're willing to put not a full M badge on it, but they're willing to designate it a partial M car. And that's because it's 536 horsepower, and clearly they're using some of their best current technology to make it fast and sporty. So it's definitely interesting, but my prediction again is 2030 is when they'll go full electric. In any of the experience when they put the full M badge on it. So maybe when they do produce that electric car, let's just say 2030, that's got an M badge, that it is that high of a performer and offers up so much more to the driver. And if that's the case, then I guess count me in. Especially if it's lightweight, which is what I guess they're going for too. So I think I gave you guys a good update. I always appreciate you watching. Please comment if you have any additional thoughts on BMW and where they're heading.